Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Here I am, Rifda Arifa Luthfia. I will present about safeguarding the sustainability of the high sea. High sea fishery are not just about economics, but also about global justice, environmental protection, and international cooperation. In this presentation, I will explore how international maritime law plays a role in sustainability managing fisheries resources. The first one we're going to talk about high sea. High sea is a sea area that is not included in the national jurisdiction of any country. This is where most industrial fishing take place. Fishing activities on the high sea are vulnerable to practice illegal fishing or IUU fishing, which cause overexploitation and ecosystem damage. Therefore, it is needed international legal framework which regulates and ensure the fair and sustainable use of the high seas for future generation. Next, we're going to talk about scope of maritime law. Maritime law is regulated by United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or uh, we're gonna call it as UNCLOS, in 1982, which constitute the constitution of the world use oceans. UNCLOS divides the sea area into three zones. The first one is territorial sea. It's about 12 nautical miles. The second one is about exclusive economic zone or EEZ, up to 200 nautical miles. And the third one is high sea outside of the EEZ. On the high sea, there are principal freedom of the sea, including freedom of navigation and fishing, but still within the constraints of international law. The next one we're going to talk about fishing in high sea. Because the open sea or high sea is territory without the national jurisdiction, the fishing in high sea is open access. The consequence of open access is common tragedy or tragedy of the commons, where all the country have fishing right, but there is no strong collective management. Therefore, it is needed cooperation mechanism between countries and international bodies to manage fishery resources efficiently and sustainably. Sorry. Next is UNCLOS and fishery. Article 87 of UNCLOS guaranteeing a freedom of fishing on the high sea but with conservation responsibility. And the Article 116 until 119 stipulate that the state must, the first one is pay attention to fish population conservation, cooperate internationally, and avoid activity that endanger the sustainability of fish stock. UNCLOS lay the foundation that the freedom must be balanced with global responsibility. Next, we're going to talk about related organization and agreement. The first one is FAO or Food and Agriculture Organization, act as a global leader in food and fishery policy. The second one is UN Fish Stock Agreement in 90 and 95, complement UNCLOS with a special focus on the management of straddling stocks and uh, highly migratory species. And the third one is Regional Fishery Management Organization or RFMOs. It is a region-based organization that manage fish stock regionally. For example, is IUTC or Indian Ocean Tuna Commission and ICCAT or International Commission for the Conservation of Atlantic Tuna. They apply a principle, precautionary, anticipatory, and ecosystem based approach for sustainable conservation. Next, the case study of tuna fishing in Pacific Ocean. Tuna fishing in the Pacific Ocean is a conflict between small island states who depend on the tuna for their livelihood and industrial ships from major countries such as Japan, Korea, and China. WCPFC or Western and Central Pacific Fisheries Commission become an RFMO that regulates quotes, fishing session, and fishing share. Thank you for your extension. Huh? Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.